Today we're diving into the world of high-performance German engineering with an icon, the 964 Turbo. This car needs no introduction amongst Porsche fans, combining the legendary air-cooled flat six with an unmistakable 90s silhouette. This one is quite the story, from Formula One legends to an amazing royal connection. Let's go.
My name's Big and this is my 964 Turbo, 1992, and I love it.
So how long have you had this?
I've had this about 8 years.
Oh wow.
I had one before, a silver one.
You don't like owning one car once, do you?
No, well these are a beautiful car,
They
man.
are, yes.
No, you can't beat one of these. Yeah, I bought a silver one, which again needed restoration.
Yep.
The engine was a bit fucked in it, but I got that sorted out. And then when I bought, do you remember I had that McLaren 12C?
Yes.
So when I bought that off the people in Christchurch,
That wasn't off Steph and John, was it?
no, it was no, what was the guy's name? It was a company from Melbourne actually, and as it turns out, my mate is a really good mechanic in Melbourne, and he works for this particular company.
Yes.
That own multi-million cars, like dollar cars, and this McLaren was down there in the showroom down there, and so I got in touch with my mate in Melbourne, and I was like, hey, your boss has got the car I want in Wellington,
Yes.
Christchurch, sorry.
Yes.
And he was like, oh, what is it? So I told him, and I said, and the next minute the guy rings me, and he goes, well, make me an offer then. So I
On this car in Melbourne?
No, the one that the 12C that was in.
Oh yes, you're right.
in
Yep, sorry.
Christchurch.
Yep.
So I kicked him in the nuts, and he was like, nah, but if you give me this, you can have it.
Okay.
And it was like 10 grand less, or more than 10 grand less. I can't actually remember now, but it was a lot. There was a lot of discount anyway.
Yes.
So I flew down and drove it back. And while I was down there, I was talking to this guy that travels the world finding these rare cars.
Yes.
He said, oh, what else have you got? And I told him I had one of these. And he was like, oh yeah, I know for one of them. And I was like, oh yeah, what colour is that then? And he goes, blue. And this was the first car ever to be painted in cobalt blue.
Oh wow.
Because it was the Sultan of Brunei's car, and he likes blue cars, so they made this.
So
colour.
this was the Sultan of Brunei.
Yeah, they made this car. They made this colour for the Sultan of Brunei.
Wow.
Anyway, so I said, well, what sort of exhaust has it got on it? Because it's got a $5,000 stainless steel exhaust on this, which are different to the normal ones.
Yes.
And that's how you know that this is the car that I thought it was.
Yes.
So he goes, oh, I don't know, they're oval. And I said, well, when you get the car, let me know, and I'm interested.
Mm-hmm.
Will you do a trade-in with me? And he was like, yeah, maybe. What's your car like? And I was like, that's all right. It'd been repainted, it was silver. I don't like repainted cars.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the original as well.
So, anyway, so when it turned up, he rang me and he was like, yeah, okay. So we did a deal over the phone. And I gave him 10 grand in my car for this.
And you knew what you were getting.
Knowing the history of it, which he had no idea about.
Wow.
He found out later.
Yes.
And rang me and was like, you're a bastard. And I was like, mate, you should do your due diligence.
Absolutely.
You know
the history of the cars you're running.
So yeah, Continental Cars sold this to the Sultan initially, and
Yes.
then this guy was the head of security for the Sultan for 12 years.
Yes.
And when he left, the Sultan gave him this car.
Wow.
Which they weren't worth that much money at the time.
No. And was he from New Zealand?
Yeah.
That's how it came back,
so that's how it came back to New Zealand, yeah. It's had quite a lot of owners, this car, unfortunately.
Yep.
But apparently it's because people are scared of it. They buy it and then it's too fast.
I've heard that. I've heard that the turbo is not there and then it's already there.
It's really, you need to know how to drive this car. It's like, it's on or off, and when it's on, it's really on.
Yep.
So yeah, I love it. I love the damn thing. I would never sell this.
That was fat,
when it kicks in, it really kicks in. There's no roll when you go in the corners, it's just flat.
No.
Yeah, it goes like that, this thing does. It's 340 horsepower. Yep. 3.3 turbo, as I said. And I love it. I love it. Hey?
It's just right.
Yeah, it's lovely. I love it. This is the Porsche that I used to dream of when I was a kid.
Yeah, it is literally that Porsche.
Yeah, because it was a 930 before this.
Yep.
And then they brought this out afterwards. Yeah, it's stunning. Everybody loves it.
side? No, it's on the front. Oh, where is it?
Electric.
Oh, we're getting fancy now.
The first one.
Oh, I see. So, yep.
So there you go.
And there's more pedals than oh no, they're just left.
Yeah, they are slightly off.
European things, eh?
You have to be a bit careful because your shoes. Yeah.
It's one of the advantages of not being a very big human.
Yeah, you got smallish feet.
Yeah, I've got small feet, I've got small shoulders, I'm pretty good at getting into most things. So that's first.
Yeah.
You just don't want to take your shoes off, eh?
I drive it with no shoes on most of the time, to be honest.
God, the Harley made a noise, I thought it was this.
Yeah. Yeah, he loves his Harleys.
Ah, good on him. So it'll be on the left. Yeah, it's for quite a bit more, eh?
Yeah, it's a flyer.
Those pedals are really unusual for me.
They are, yeah, but all Porsches are the same.
Is it?
This model anyway, the old model. I don't know what they're like on the newer ones. I'm not too sure. I'm not really sure many of them. I don't think so.
That's kilometers. I was just saying, if that's miles, then that's fucking ridiculous.
It smashes.
Yeah.
You know, that's K's.
Yeah, that's why I said that's why I hit myself at first and went, come on, that can't be 100 miles, that was mental.
No, it definitely goes.
Yeah, definitely.
I took this down to Whanganui last year.
Yes.
On my own to go for my mate's birthday down there, and I just ratted it all the way down there.
I love those drives.
And it was winter, it was wet and horrible, and so you got to be a bit careful. But like, I got down there and they were like, "Oh my God, look at your car! It's covered in shit." And I was like, "It looks great, doesn't it?" Because my cars are always clean.
Yeah. Is that because you're into cleaning them, or do you get someone to come around?
No, I do it all myself.
Yep.
No, I do it all myself. I just like clean cars.
Yep.
Why wouldn't you? You got a nice car, keep it clean.
I'm good most of the time. I've been a bit of a shocker lately.
I like getting them dirty. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, shit,
I like getting them dirty, but I like to keep them clean at the same time. This is the part of the reason I want to cut my cars down, is so that I can actually drive the ones I have more.
Yep.
You know, like I've got 4 at the moment, and it just needs to go down a little bit.
Yep. Well, you know what the formula for the amount of cars you should own is, don't you?
No.
It is N plus 1, and N is the amount of cars you currently own.
Oh, okay.
So you should always be buying more cars, is the theory.
Oh, right.
This is cool, man. I didn't even know you owned this.
Oh, didn't you?
No, not at all.
Shit.
It snuck under the radar for me.
Right.
I obviously haven't stalked you enough.
Obviously not.
No.
This is my 964 Turbo that I love to death. I love them all, really.
I don't see why you couldn't love this. This has got to be the most beautiful Porsche they ever did, I think.
Yeah. Alright, so true.
It's just that perfect. I don't know. It's
everything about.
Yeah, like they got sexier and sexier, and then they suddenly went modern, and the modern ones still look beautiful. But this is where it was the.
Us sitting here now, I love the shape of the mirrors, and if you look down through there, you've got your front arches that stick out, your back arches that stick out. You can see the spoiler in the back there.
Yep.
And to me, it just flows beautifully.
Yep.
You know,
everything's bigger than it should be, but it all works.
Yeah, it works very well.
Yep.
Yeah, it works very well. 3.3 turbo. Can't beat it. Can't beat it.
It was like a hammer when the turbo came on. I only gave it one little squirt because, to be fair, I've heard so many stories of these things causing trouble that I didn't want to be on that list.
Yeah, definitely need to learn how to use them. They were called the bad boy. That was the nickname for them when they first came out. The bad boy, because so many people wrote them off. Because they just get in there, smash your foot down, engines in the back, all the weights in the back. Nobody, you need to learn to drive a Porsche.
Yep.
Or an air-cooled Porsche.
Yep.
You definitely do. And I've owned a few.
Yep.
and you definitely need to learn how to use it.
And you see you've taken it to the track, but
I have, yeah. I did it at Hampton once.
Yep.
I actually personally prefer a tadpole track. But yeah, I've taken that to Hampton once on a, I don't know what it was. It was one of those bread things.
Oh yeah, the breed runs. Yep.
The child raising money.
Yeah.
I took that there once, yeah. But it's too lovely and old and stuff to follow.
Yeah.
I personally.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I did it once for a charity, but yeah, definitely don't want to do it much more really. But yeah, it's lovely. So there's a bit of a story behind this car because it was bought by Sultan of Brunei.
Yes.
Sultan of Brunei likes blue cars.
Yes.
So they made this cobalt blue for the Sultan. So it's the first car to be ever painted in this cobalt blue.
Yes.
And the first person to drive this car was Michael Schumacher, as I was saying to you. And that was because him and Bernie Ecclestone got invited over to design the track for Sultan wanted the Formula One track in Brunei.
Yes.
And when they both got there, they were asked which car they wanted, and obviously Edson chose a Ferrari, and Schumacher chose this one.
That's amazing
So
that he
he
chose
drove
this.
around
'Cause
that.
you said 91, was it?
92, this car.
92.
So I'm not sure what year they went over, but obviously this was built in 92, so it must have been something after that.
My limited Formula One knowledge is that's right in the middle of his Ferrari days, isn't it?
Yeah,
In the early 90s. I'm
Yeah,
sure that is
yes,
the Michael Schumacher.
It is actually, yeah.
The
You're
heyday,
right,
yeah.
you're right, yeah.
So it's quite cool that he chose a Porsche.
I know, and it actually went to the track went to Malaysia in the end.
Yes.
So when I never got it. But yeah, so that's I've got the paperwork on that anyway.
Oh, cool.
So it's got a bit of heritage.
Yeah, it is. Not only is it one of the coolest cars in the world, but it's also been driven by Michael Schumacher.
And it's also got a stainless steel sports exhaust on it, which gives it extra horsepower as well.
Oh, cool.
It apparently cost $5,000 when it was put on.
Wow.
I don't know, I've had the car 8 years, and that would have been put on before that. So.
Yeah, so it was $5,000, which is probably $15,000 now.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. But yeah, it's generally beautiful.
Well, I've only driven one Porsche before.
Oh, really?
And it was very much a poverty pack one.
Right.
So that was quite the pedals all off to the side was a new for me. But once I got in and got seated, it's a good place to be.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah.
It's only got 78,000 so
Yep.
I've done probably 20 of them, something like that.
My only regret is we were going to take us somewhere in sort of 89 or
Fast.
Yeah.
Honestly, it sits on the right way. It's actually good.
Yep.
It really does. Yeah, I love it.
Cool.
So yeah, the 911 Go came because I bought a 911 SC, which was Porsche, and that number plate came on that car. And I then bought the one before this, which was the Sultan.
Yes, the one we spoke about earlier, yeah.
The one that I had. And so I had two Porsches in the garage. It's like, which one am I going to keep?
Yeah.
And I flicked off the SC and kept the number plate off it.
Nice.
Chucked that onto there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep. That's a good play for it.
It is.
And what's next with this car?
You're
not going to sell this one?
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
And have you done any mods to this?
No, but it has got. No, I haven't. But it's got Philstein adjustable shocks in it.
Yes.
It's got a shitty old air filter in it. So if anybody knows for an air filter for this, I'm after the original air filter for it.
Oh, they had to
I can't find one.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't find one. So if anybody knows for it,
Okay.
I want one.
Well, hopefully by 100 or so people will know.
But no, I haven't. I don't need to. It's quick enough as it is.
Yeah.
You know, what more do you want?
Well, that one we've only been in sort of light areas. That one quick squirt down the hill, and it hadn't even got on song, but you felt that it was just a fat curve. If that's easy to explain, there's just lots of torque all there, and you can just feel it coming.
And it's
in.
not like really bumpy.
No, it really ramps up.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, cool, man. Oh,
yeah.
Thank you for letting me drive your car.
My pleasure.
I had a really, really good morning. I don't know how I'm going to top this. Actually, there's a challenge for anyone.
Well, let me know if you do. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put it out there.